we have Brock Lesnar, Braun Strowman, Samoa Joe, Alexa Bliss, and Shinsuke Nakamura on the roster right now. There's no way this list doesn't end up just completely kicking ass. I'm D Wicket, and these are the 10 most savage WWE insults of 2018. Number 10, AJ to Dolph. Quite the interesting start we have here, as AJ Styles and Dolph Ziggler really aren't that far apart in terms of in-ring skill and overall ability. Up until very recently, Ziggler was once again a complete joke of a wrestler, but he's managed to cut out a solid little hole of the WWE frame and form a little niche for himself. It's proved to be beneficial, that's great, but for a long time, he was nothing, and AJ makes a note of this sort of phenomenon, pushing back at Dolph's long and somewhat uneventful WWE career.
Man, what happened to you, AJ? You used to be cool, man.
This coming from the man who's been in WWE for 13 years and still hasn't reached his full potential?
Number 9, Alexa to Nia. Considering WWE's whole anti-bullying campaign and them demanding their fans to, quote, be a star for so many years, it's pretty fucked up when you realize just how often bullying is on full display within the world of professional wrestling. Alexa Bliss quite literally just fat shames Nia here, like literal fat shaming on live television. WWE weren't bold enough to go all in and call her fat as fuck on live TV like I admittedly just did on YouTube, but Alexa's use of the word big with the tone she used gave the message we all understood. It was a pretty harsh segment, but Nia's reaction honestly might have been a little bit more savage. Weird to think that this came full circle and Alexa has the championship again, but oh well, I guess fat shamers rule the world.
I could have been a lot harder.
Oh, a lot harder. Harder than telling her that she's been an outcast her whole life because she was so much bigger than the rest of the kids.
She's easily manipulated, and if I'm being honest, she's just as dumb as she is big.
Number 8, Vince to Brooklyn. No one knows how to be a piece of shit to countless people quite like Vince McMahon. This fucker wrote the book on how to be an asshole to literally everyone else in your life, and clearly it was a top seller because that advice still has him strongly bashing his own audience at the crisp age of 72. During an episode of Monday Night Raw and Guess Which City You Idiot, go back to the entry, we see Vince get a little bit aggressive with his hometown audience and their relatively cheaper nature. I mean, we shouldn't have really been surprised about this. We knew that the WWE already had this mindset about Brooklyn. Remember what they made the Brooklyn Brawler look like?
It feels a little cheap. It feels cheap, but then again, we are here in Brooklyn.
Austin stunts the boss! Austin stunts Mr. McMahon!
Number 7, Roman to Brock. Roman Reigns has never been one to properly know how to handle a microphone gracefully, but I'll give him this. When he stops reciting the awful lines WWE gives him in his monotone voice and starts getting real and his face like tightens and shit, that Roman is starting to really grow on me. Ever since his Cena feud where he was completely dismantled, it feels like Roman has made a much greater conscious effort to finally figure out how to talk like a fucking human being, and let's give him this too. I think he played his part in the Lesnar feud well. The booking obviously was shit, but Roman's work during it, I think it was pretty sound.
Brock Lesnar is an entitled piece of crap who hides behind his contract. I don't respect Brock Lesnar. And I damn sure don't fear that.
Number 6, Samoa Joe and the WWE audience to Roman. Oh, Roman, everybody hates you. Everybody hates Reigns. It's almost like he doesn't know how to make an emotional connection with the audience or something, as if he's trying to convey feeling to them and they foul back with boo! This proved evident again on the Raw after WrestleMania, where not only did the crowd tear into the guy, but Samoa Joe himself came back from the dead just to add on to that sweet, sweet Roman hate. Joe went into his fellow Samoan hard as hell. Personally, I fucking died at Joe's delivery of the word failure. Yeah, no shit, Joe. That does indeed make sense. Failure!
When the big dog meets the beast conquers you, and you come out here making excuses why it happened. You failed, and that makes you a failure.
Number 5, Brock to Heath. Who would win in a fight between Brock Lesnar and Heath Slater? Let us know in the comments down below with the hashtag DW. Of course, that's a joke, and normally in a situation like this, I'd make a joke like, oh, well, if it was a battle of the promos, at least Heath could win here because, get it, Brock doesn't know how to talk. But I can't even make that joke because it was Brock Lesnar who destroyed Heath Slater with a microphone. I mean, he beat the shit out of him after, but like the initial part, he outsmarted him. He won in a war of words. What? I don't give a shit about your kids is the greatest t-shirt design that you haven't seen yet. And it might be from last year, but I'll be damned if it's ever going to stop it from making this list.
I have kids that depend on me. So that says that I have to go against Brock Lesnar to get a contract to provide.
Oh, I don't give a shit for kids.
Number 4, Shinsuke to AJ, and more so Renee. One of them is Shinsuke being an asshole, one of them is Shinsuke giving a numerous amount of low blows. Can you guess who got what? Well, if you guessed AJ Styles 39 times for low blow, you would be correct. The term savage insult is pretty loose and easily applicable to most situations, but I'm going to let the low blows count as like 40% of the century because they aren't just good context, it's also just fucking weird to watch Shinsuke's face when he low blows someone. Anyways, Nakamura's back and forth with Renee proves that yes, heel Nakamura is a complete asshole, and it's perfect.
Shinsuke's not finished yet. What now? Oh, and again, Shinsuke not.
A heinous act, and at the very least, poor sportsmanship. After so many years of anticipation, why would you tarnish your dream match?
Sorry, no speak English.
Number 3, Kurt to Sami Owens. Oh, Sami Owens, that's cute. Anyways, the Raw after WrestleMania didn't just give us one savage moment, it gave us a pair. And speaking of pairs, Kurt Angle gave this line to the pairing of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn when they basically begged Kurt for a pair of spots on his Raw roster. Due to Kurt believing his roster is already filled up, which is just odd when you think about it. Like, why? Like, your roster's not filled up, you do have room, and these are two big names, but whatever. Angle refused their spots on the roster, instead giving them the ever solid life advice that, and I quote, TNA is hiring. What? Aside from it being obnoxious that this actually fucking happened on TV, I still genuinely am not sure if it's a dream or if it happened. It's also a really fucking funny line if you know the state that TNA is in and considering how much of an insult that really is. Also, Kurt Angle's in the TNA Hall of Fame. What?
You guys came here looking for a job?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, well, my tag team division is full, but I hear that TNA is hiring.
Number 2, Steph to Ronda. Let's give props to Stephanie McMahon in the one aspect where she actually deserves it. In terms of playing the bitchy character that she is told to play, she's really fucking good at it. Like, the booking's dumb, I get it, but she's really good at being really detestable. She also knew exactly where to hit in this war of words, as the world does know pretty well of Ronda Rousey's infamous anger issues and how childish she can be behind the scenes, and sometimes even during the scenes. So you know what, Steph? Good job. I think you won this round.
The world knows how you handle losses.
Honorable mention goes out to any crowd versus any Roman Reigns. And number 1, Ronda to Steph. I'm sorry, did I say that Stephanie won? No, never mind. I forgot that immediately after Stephanie questioned Ronda's ability to take a loss, Ronda swung back real hard with a really simple yet fairly inspired line asking if Steph is a righty or a lefty. Why would you ask such an odd question? And also, why did Stephanie answer it such an odd way? Anyway, Ronda asked this so that she knew which arm to break so that Stephanie could still write her checks after WrestleMania was over. Ronda, that was fucking genius.
I'm a righty, of course. Why?
Oh, I was just wondering because I still want you to be able to sign my checks after I
And those are the 10 most savage WWE moments of recent. What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments down below, and be sure to answer the comment question of the day with the hashtag DW. Like the video and subscribe for more of that high quality cream of the content. And make sure the notifications are on, or Joe's gonna bring his Samoan ass out here and call you a failure.